I get you 1,000%, and I respect that more than you know. I think that's fantastic.
She's awesome.
I already have 20 questions for you, but I need to be patient. So,
storyteller, and it's easier because I can go on forever, and it's not TED Talk because it's only.
Oh, we're live! Oh my gosh, we're live, you guys.
Hey, that's good. Hey, you're live.
We are.
I just noticed that. Yeah.
This is how we enter. We're like, boom.
We're alive and rocking.
Hey, I want to welcome you guys to Talk-O Tuesday. My name is Lynda West. I'm the host of your show. And here we have Anita and Mary, the co-host. And we have a special guest today, Dr. Erica Miller. Now, she's a Holocaust survivor, but it's not about surviving. It's about thriving. So today, on today's show, we're going to learn about her story. And she's going to tell us how we can thrive at, guess what, 85.
What?
Woohoo.
Oh, wow, that's incredible.
It's back
Fabulous.
I love it. Periodically, I'm going to look at my phone. It's not because I'm ignoring you guys, just because I want to make sure we're on track here. So I want to share with you guys that Talk-O Tuesday is the talk show that provides fun, positive, and uplifting content every Tuesday, 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. UK time. You'll follow us at Living on Facebook. And then I want to thank our sponsors today. We have Living Live Media and the Live Video Hub. Mary, it's all you, girl.
Hey, it is Tuesday.
Tell us why you're in your car.
Okay, well, it's 2:00 on Tuesday. I am up near the northern part of Illinois in Wisconsin in the middle of an ice storm. So it is slow trudgery growing. As long as I wanted to be in front of someplace, it didn't work. So I'm in the car. I'm covered with ice and snow, but I'm here.
And that doesn't bother her anyway.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. And with that being said,
I have a tendency to interrupt, and I'm an elder, so I take liberties. When you said girl, I love being a girl forever. We girls can be girls young, and girls when we're 85 or 90. Guys cannot say they're boys, right? And men are people too. Cut. Okay, go ahead.
Men are people.
You got it. You got it. Well, if you're a man, a woman, a girl, a boy, or a child, whoever you are, hashtag live below. If you are on the replay, hey, hashtag replay. And guess what? I'm telling you where I'm at. I'm up near Wisconsin and Illinois border. Tell us where you're at. Tell us where you're hailing from. And right back to you guys. Let's hear what's going on, everyone else. Go ahead.
Back at you, Anita.
Well, I'm Anita Myers, and Mary, I'm praying for you through the ice storm. And Miss Erica Miller, is very nice to be meeting you. I look forward to asking you 15,000 questions, probably on the show.
I like it. Bring it on.
I wondered, I wanted to tell everyone that's watching that, we really have an awesome show planned for all of you, considering who we have as our guest. And, I wanted to ask the first question out there for those of you who are just joining in, and you see that we've got the three of us. I want you to start thinking about a time in your life where you've kind of gotten stuck, where you've survived from a close call. Maybe you were in a tight spot. Maybe even something as frustrating as a traffic jam. How you get out of those things? It's so frustrating. You see people have road rage and all sorts of things. But, how have you survived through those things? Think about those types of things. And then just imagine something so much bigger than that. When you have a guest like Erica Miller, who has survived and thrived through the Holocaust. Completely different story, completely different experience. We live our day-to-day lives, and we get frustrated over the things we get frustrated over. I'm hoping that when you are watching today, whether it's live or in the replay, that you take the nuggets of wisdom that's going to come from our guest, who can probably show you a much better way to get through your day, considering what she's been through and how she is today. I heard that it's estimated that more than 16 million people were killed during the Holocaust. Is that correct?
Take or leave a few. It really doesn't matter a lot. And it's like they think that needs to live because you're a certain ethnicity or something, and it still goes on. It's mind-boggling. They're civilized people. And the Germans, they were doctor and professor, really educated. So if it can happen then, it's still happening. And we have to be vigilant. because never again is not just a slogan. We have to be involved. We have to name what it is, so we have an obligation, and those like me, and my voice is very important. So I landed, because when you said the frustration on the freeway, this and that, I was a very hard parent to have, because unless you're dying, you go to school. Everything is not a big deal, So again, it was very tough, because I don't have empathy for that even now. It's like, again, unless you're dying, unless there's cancer, it's like we are resilient. We are alive. We're not dinosaurs. So when you're stuck in the traffic or something, okay, fine, I'm fine. One talks to oneself, because all the striving, all the big drama, and then we die. And guess what? We need to be aware. And my zest for life, I'm just lucky to be alive, is because I know I'm a dead person walking, and I'm not morbid at all. I'm a control freak. I'm in charge of my life, but I surrender to destiny. And look at me, I'm all alive, tomorrow I could be a corpse. Okay?
I love what you said. She said something that was so special just now. Everything you said was wonderful. But she said, I surrender to destiny. You surrender to destiny. And I think that that's such a strong, wise, powerful thing to do, to finally just surrender to it. And you're right, most of us, we're holding on. These are our fight or flight experiences, which are, I think a lot of folks tend to magnify these little situations because they don't understand. Yeah.
Yep. I have to agree with you guys. I tell people all the time, if I don't get there on time, what's going to happen? Nothing. We just start late. Not a big deal. If I have to miss a meeting, what's going to happen? The world won't end. It's right. Just let that go. I'm so glad you even brought that up, because it's so small compared to everything else.
Okay, and remember, and you know it, the little brain, not so little, mine is maybe bigger, but Einstein's brain was little, at 3.5 pounds or something. The purpose of the brain is fight or flight. Okay, take care of yourself, so you don't end up a dinosaur, or a bear is going to eat you. So my point is, all that worrying, what if, all that energy spent on what if. Guess what? Again, you control, you predict, you prepare yourself, just like me. I never prepare, but I'm authentic. I don't know how to spell the word.
I got here early, by the way. So that was because her publicist got her here early.
Yeah, boy, I like that part. But it's like, again, we're speaking about just navigating. It's just being there and just having the joy of life, because again, we're not here forever, and everything is not a big deal. And coming from where I come from, I am so victorious, and it's a mindset. The cup is half full, not empty. And I'm not in La La Land, meaning we worry about things that we don't want it to happen. But guess what? We are very resilient. When things happen, okay, what do? Fight or flight, remember? So all that energy we spend on worrying, we should plan, we should be on time whenever possible. Hi! But again, we control. But then we have to surrender something higher, something that happens. And there's all kind of discussions. Is there free will? Or is it all destiny? Like we are robots, we are programmed. And they have studies of little kids. They can predict on their electrodes, whatever, what toy they're going to pick. I refuse to believe there's no free will. But guess what? You do your part, and then you never know what happens what's around the bushes. Some good, some not so good, but we have to embrace all of it because it's exciting. So I went to this Kabbalah, I don't know, philosophy, Jewish, whatever, and this little rabbi in our community, a really boring poor thing. And I gave him a hard time because he said the day will come when the Messiah will be coming to Jerusalem, and then there will be peace. Everybody will love, will be so serene. I said, Rabbi, it's going to be so boring. Can you imagine? No tension, no nothing, just sitting there. We have to be kind of challenged. We have to, okay, cut. Go ahead, ask me.
Okay. So I want to say that the thing that I really loved, I love what you said about empathy, because just recently I declared that I am no longer empathic. I don't know if it's real or not, but I declared that because it's not so much that I don't want to be empathic. It's just that I want to make sure that I don't take on the negative energy of other people.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
No, you will never not be empathic. Either you got it or you don't.
That's what somebody told me. I'm like,
no. But
Okay.
it's about setting limits.
Okay.
Setting limits is really
we go.
hard.
It's the way you're developed, because if there's people who have to work really hard to have the compassion for someone else or to understand where someone's coming from, and others, they get it so quickly that they could cry about it. It's just, I think we're all wired in our own special way, that when I hear Dr. Erica say, you either got it or you don't. And you know what? I want to tell you, every time Dr. Erica
Setting limits is the hardest thing. It's like selfish is good. Selfish, take care of self.
Did you hear that, ladies? Selfish is good.
Before others. Are you kidding me? It's not neglect. I always knew it. If somebody up there likes me, maybe they lied. I don't know. But again, because I see victim. Oh, I do. Nobody pleases me. Do. Hey, who does it for you? I mean, again, we are speaking about setting limits. It's a cultural thing. To be nice is wonderful. And once you have empathy, you always have empathy. Or you're like, I'm not going to name names. Some people, they don't get it. They don't got it.
But we know who you're thinking about.
Okay, no. Okay, right, I know. But setting limits is very hard. And I was absolutely very clear. My kids had to do their own laundry as soon as they could reach the washing machine. They had to do their own lunches, whatever. If not, they would go without. Sometimes they forgot the food at home. I said, go starve or go beg from your friend. The best thing that parents can do is giving them opportunity to be self-reliant.
Yes.
Yep, you got it.
You got standing ovation for that one.
Yeah, why can't you be like Mary's mother? I used to say, go get adopted. But again, they grew up really self-sufficient. But my son, when he got married, his wife said, why do you need me? You cook better than me. You do laundry, everything. He says, hey, you know what? Everybody needs a wife. I mean, I taught them because I needed help and I knew it before my time. And I'm 85 now. Look at me.
She's one sexy mama.
So,
right,
Dr. Erica, I have a question for you, Dr. Erica.
You have 15 million questions. Make them quick.
I know. This is like number 2. We've got a long way to go. My question for you is you have so much energy, and I love it. It's so contagious. What inspires you when there are things that seem, depressing or upsetting? I know it's going to probably take a long time with your threshold, but what does inspire you?
Very simple. You might not believe me, and I'm sorry. I'm alive. Life doesn't owe me everything. It's okay. I'm not dying. To me, I put down everything that life is a challenge. I embrace it all. You never know. It's exciting, and it's temporarily. If there is no hope, go kill yourself. And some people do. I don't mean you. I'm saying that, again, if there's no hope, it's tough. But there are situations. Things just happen. So I am very, very lucky because I'm told that I'm in denial. I'm very detached, perhaps, but I'm taking good care of myself. Nothing is a big drama. The worst thing is when you die. And she likes what I'm talking about. So again, that's what I like to. Did I answer you?
Yes, and I love those of you who want to put a hashtag on something that actually is quite profound. She said something very simple, but it's profound. I'm alive. When you're alive, you're here with purpose.
Give us hearts. Give us hearts. Forget about life. Give us life. You know what? Give us some hearts on that, you guys.
And life doesn't owe us anything. We don't get everything. There is a choice now, zero population. They don't want any kids. Some don't want to get married. Some want to change to transgender. Who cares? Whatever it is, give me life. And we are particular and we're universal. I'm very unique, but I'm universal, meaning I'm a citizen of the world. I've been in 89 countries so far. Again, I'm not bragging, I just share. And again, I feel the same like you feel. When I cut, we all bleed. We all need the same. We need a hug. And old people have sex too if they have somebody to do it with. Okay?
Say that again.
Yeah, one more time. One more time for those of you who did not hear what she said. Say it one more time.
You never give up. You should be open. Those of us that don't have it, we will be open forever because we need hug, we need touch. All the animals, they come close to each other. Little kids, old people in the retirement places. My mother-in-law, she was 96, and they came in, they found her on the floor. She fell down with another guy, another 90-year-old there, because they were hugging.
They fell down.
Yeah, out of the bed. So that is never too old. Maybe you cannot do it.
Absolutely not.
Big girls can fake it, guys cannot, as you know.
So the moral of the story is to live life.
Yeah, just live it.
Oh
But,
my
you know,
gosh, she's so amazing. I love this.
Karen,
We're going to have a 5-hour show, folks.
Hey, you guys, if you're enjoying this, please hit that share button. Share this out. You ladies here, please share it out. We got our mastermind people watching, listen. Woo-hoo!
oh my gosh, do I talk too much, too fast?
No.
Give me more time.
No.
Before we head out, I do want to make sure that we share your books because I know, I think, here's the books right here. You can bring them on. Just want to share with you guys some of the books that she's
It's on
written.
Amazon.
Which is your favorite?
All of the above.
I knew you were going to say that. Why did I know that?
No,
Why
no,
did
because-
I?
I need that
Smart.
Okay.
Okay, because this one,
Okay.
it's really my life story.
Okay.
And the interesting part is that I really wanted to know what my husband thought about me. I was a hard person to live with. So I had them interviewed and I promised them that I will not edit out either. So my take for my son, for my daughter, for my husband, for my whatever, and it was brutal. I knew my daughter hated me, okay? Because I was competition with her daddy. But my son, I thought he was the love of my life. But he, aligned and says, yeah, she's one hot mama. It's all about her, okay? So it's kind of very good to see intimate, my life and all that kind of thing.
So this is from trauma to triumph. But before we go on with the next one, I want to ask you a question about that because I wrote my book. It's called The Year of Fears, and I have story in there from my previous marriage, not good stuff, And when I was writing it, I was having these emotions of like, oh gosh, if I put this out there, or am I going to get all these negative energies towards me and stuff? So how did you when you wrote your book and then you put it out there? How did that feel to put it out there? You were like, F them.
Brutal. My father was a little bit of a predator. He was it was fooling around all my mother's life and all that kind of things. Was not nice, whatever. I took liberties as a clinician because other people have similar situations. So I knew that I will get whatever. In case in point, so a couple, the part of our group, I gave the book signing. She came back and she handed me back the book. She says, something should be private. She was offended that I shared about my father, that I shared. So there is no free lunch. Life takes courage.
There you go. That's a good one. Life takes courage.
Faux show. I love
And
it.
this
Takes
one,
courage.
so don't tell me I cannot do it because it's based on my life story.
Don't tell me I can't do it.
And it's going to be on my grave. I already have the epitaph request on my grave. Little and mighty, don't tell me I cannot do it. Living audaciously in the here and now, it won't be. The latest one, which made me international bestseller, it's Crazy Ladies. I mean, a little girl from Transylvania, Dracula was my cousin. Dracula.
Cousin, really?
No, I lie sometimes.
Oh,
Okay. So, chronologically, get the 18 Gasto, a practical guide for healthy living to age 123. And watch me, girls. Somebody lived Jane something in France, 122 in 64 days. If she can live like that long, so can I. I'm grandiose enough. I'm only short to be in the book of Guinness. And there is already somebody living, born that can live to 150 with all the stem cells and all that kind of thing. But it's not just about living well.
Right.
And that's why I'm attracted to youngins like you. You want to be like me.
am I young, Erica?
Of course you are. And my son, who turned 52 or something at a big party, and I was dancing like crazy. So his friend said, your mother is such a cougar. And Johnny says, mother, you better not date somebody younger than me. And I said, watch me. Okay.
Awesome.
She is embracing the whole concept of carpe diem. She is just seizing the day every day. That's wonderful.
Totally. Mary, you have any questions over there?
No, I'm taking everything in. This is great. She's awesome. She's going.
Yeah.
She's
So
going for it.
can we talk about the Holocaust? Like,
Sure.
yeah, let's talk about that, because that's something that, like, I wasn't even alive during that time. And so can you take us back to there? Like, you were a kid, you were very young when you were experiencing the Holocaust. And what was it like at that time for you?
Okay, absolutely. Did not have a clue what's going on. I was 7 and we were in Romania, in Chernobyl. It was a province. It used to be Austria before, so my mother tongue is German. So here it was a family compound, and I saw this. I saw my mother's stern face and my father and everybody. Okay, here come the dogs with the soldiers. They have to go and hide in the attic. I could not understand what goes on there. So we were hiding, and I said, what's going on? Shh, don't ask so many questions. And I guess the stress. So trauma is, but you're not handicapped by it. I remember being in the attic with all the straw and hearing the dog barks and the Germans coming up. They were rounding up Jews. That was in 41. They came into Romania, the Germans and all that. So here, my mother put her hand over my mouth, so I don't give away. We were hiding. And again, so I just could not breathe. And then they left, and she took her hand off. So years, I mean, let's say maybe 20 years ago, a friend of mine, she learned to be a cosmetologist. So she wanted to give me a facial. So she put that mud over my face. And here I had the flash on the attic, and I could not breathe. So I said, Sylvia, take it off. I knew I was here, I was safe, but that trauma, whatever. So she came, she washed it off. Or when I went to my son, he was in the band, and whenever I used to hear, kind of like sirens, German, whatever, tears were gushing down. Uncontrollable anxiety. So when he decided we are going to go to those trains where they put trains going over, we did not know. We could not bring any clothes. So I remember putting all.
No.
I don't know if she froze or if Lynda
camera.
froze.
Yeah. I don't know if they can hear us, but we're all on bated breath here
I know.
because I want to know more, because I'm in the story and I'm not leaving it until I can hear more. But
There.
hopefully we're hearing something. We're getting a signal.
I'm not getting anything. We must have lost her. That was so amazing. I would love to hear more what she was trying to say. It's amazing
Yeah.
sometimes where the memories of things, the smell, like there's one smell in my childhood that brings back a terrible memory of something. But whenever I smell it, it's like, oh, stop. Don't even go near there. It's dangerous. Don't do it. So it's so weird how smell or feeling or anxiety happens. And
Those
it
are like
goes
the
through that.
triggers.
Yeah.
Right. We have triggers that do it. We have even music, certain songs I don't want to hear.
Yep.
The moment I hear I know it from the very first note, and it's like, nope,
Yes.
turn it off. I don't want to hear it. Because
Exactly.
it triggers you, makes you feel, you can get anxiety or depressed,
Exactly.
and then you just have to go to the other direction. So, I mean, I don't know how you felt when you're hearing her energy, to know, just to hear the title that this is a survivor of the Holocaust. Just saying the word Holocaust, you have a million different images, and you naturally have negative connotations with something like that. And then you meet her, and she's completely the opposite.
Well,
So
and then you think how many other people are out there from any other events also that are like her, that are going through all this, and how this one show may be able to help all those people to know that you can just live. Like she said, just be life, just live. And so if you were Holocaust, if you were maybe a fire victim, maybe a hurricane victim, tornado victim, a life-changing victim, with government or whatever, that you can take her words and say, I'm just going to live. I love when she was saying that, because that's what's so important, is that all, like she said, that all happened in the past. I'm living now. So that's so important that we remember that. And it's just amazing how our minds work, though. Do you have a smell? Oh, they're back, I think. Oh, not yet. Do you have
do I
a
have a smell? I think I smell good.
No,
I mean,
get
I
out of
take a
here, silly.
shower and I put a
No.
nice
I mean, like a
little.
smell that gives you back to either a good memory or a bad
Yes,
memory. Do you have one of
yes,
those?
yes.
Well, you can't just say yes. What is it?
I'm trying to. I'm just thinking to myself, like, there's a couple of smells, but the one that it's the smell of this one cologne that was sprayed in. I worked in a company. It's a men's clothing store for suits. It's called. I don't know how it's actually pronounced, but when we were working there, it was called Back Rack.
Okay.
Do you remember that? Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, it was Bacharach or something like that. Yeah.
I worked in the Golf Mill Mall.
Oh, okay.
And there was a store called Back Rack. So I decided to get involved in it because when I was in college, there was a store in the mall. Are you back?
Oh. Yes. And I'm yelling away like crazy because I think my time is running out.
No. Yeah, all your energy short-circuited the whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what she said.
Okay, spots.
Your energy short-circuited the whole thing.
Okay. Oh, it's all my fault. Of course, when in doubt, I did it.
No, but share this story. So one of our guests here at the event asked her this story about the cattle car, like when they were taking everybody away and they're, so why don't you share that again?
And again, so we were in the cattle car. I mean, a lot of people, every time there was a station, they stopped, they pushed in some more people. And being in the corner there, we were safe from the beating that they stopped all the time. So again, I had to entertain myself, this little kid with the big eyes, all right? I said, they're the Jew in German. I was singing to myself. And then memory left. I know finally we got sunburns. It was raining like crazy. It was attacking the mountain. We went to Ukraine. So we were pushed out and there were people there and put there. And my father, he spoke a few languages, German, Romanian, and Russian, whatever. So they took him away. They took us to one area. So I had gift of life, but they despair, those people, they fear. And then they put us, we found a room of 20 people. It's like a kitchen, a little bit. And I was just watching. Everybody was like, I was in Bali, monkeys, they're really gathering together. They clean their lice, what we did. And everybody was with somebody. And this one woman, her contorted face, I will never forget. She was wailing all the time. She obviously lost. She was an old lady, probably 40 or 50. So again, all my life, I wanted to go and touch her. And my mother, again, hold me very close to her, not to go out of my comfort zone. So it was with me. And then after we came back, we were in a holding camp for 4 years. What did you do for 4 years? No memory. I remember no faces of kids. I know we played, jumped over dead bodies. I remember looking out the little window where they kept them in the morning, coming with a little stool. Then they had a little room there somewhere, picking up the dead bodies. And I looked at those ugly dead people and I thought, tomorrow, maybe I will be dead, but I don't want to die ugly. I want to pose. And guess what? I've been posing all my life. I've implanted teeth. I don't want to die like my mother without teeth. So I like to die pretty. So you get me. To me, jumping over dead bodies to play. Somebody had to teach me because I was never in school. After 4 years, the Russians liberated us. We were holding camp. They didn't get us fast enough. There were lots of places, too many Jews to get over them right away.
Oh.
So when I came back, I went in a Catholic school. I went 5th grade, first time in school. Somebody had to teach me to read and write and math and physics. Because guess what? I look up to the school over myself, look around. Is there anybody else that doesn't make a cross to themselves? It was a Catholic school. I was all alone. So I had issues with attachment. Because again, it's like I'm all alone in the world, always different, whatever. So in the first opportunity, in the stories, in the book, whatever, that I knew answers and all that, as soon as we could, we went to Israel. It was Palestine, my sister went, Exodus, a whole big story. And when we came there, the feeling of being the majority, safe. In the Israelis, they were so rude. But I was safe with them. They told you how they thought. So when I dated them, we went on a date with this other girl, with some guy from Jerusalem. Here we sit in the truck. He takes off his shoes, has a torn sock, and he scratches himself. And I say, Moishi, aren't you embarrassed? He looks at me, it was itching. So that kind of, okay? So that kind of thing. So I kind of went to the Israeli Air Force. I went to high school at night. I had 2 jobs. My mother was terribly worried about me. I don't know about my father, that I will never find a husband, because in those days, education was not in, it's building the country. I wanted it all. My quest of learning. I just needed to be different. I didn't care. I never needed a husband. I was an old maid of 23, 24. I finished 2 years in the Air Force. I had crushes over those pilots like crazy. I'd love it. And the movie's going to be made out of it. And I kind of little bit kind of exaggerate a little bit, but it's a nice love story. My first love, and then whatever. And then before I was dating somebody, young fellow, who knows what, I don't remember anymore. Everybody expected me to get married because all my friends, in order not to go to the army in Israel, a girl, you have to get married to be Orthodox. I was neither. I thought they were traitors. The country needs me. So here I was, 23. I had a job in the Israeli government tourist office. I had nice clothes, this and that. And again, I did not need a man. I never wanted to get married. Can you imagine? That was about 60 years ago, 70 years ago. So then I said, look, before I settle with Yankel, I'm in a hurry because I know my time is almost up. Okay. So I came, and destiny had it that here I was introduced to this guy. He was a widower. What young man is a widower? I was told by a psychic in Israel that my heart is in Israel. You want to live there. I was very guilty, but you're going to be over the ocean. You're going to meet a widower. And it's like crazy, man. He was a widower and all that kind of thing. So I felt guilty forever that I left. I used to judge people. So then I had 2 kids, and then that contorted face in the camp of that woman that was kind of whatever, that pain. The first opportunity, because in Israel, the only way to go to medical school was in Jerusalem. There was no way money and all that kind of thing. So when I felt safe against everybody what they wanted, you could not stop me. So I had my PhD open. He helped me. He was a marketing guy, 10 mental health clinic, probation, domestic violence, respect, and then and then here I am, bestseller, and I closed the door there. I wanted more time. I didn't want to, because I was not fit to be anybody's therapist. I like to travel. I've been all over the world and all that. So there are different chapters in our life, girls. Okay, yes. We have to plan, but again, it's not one other. If there's a startup, there's no failure. Remember, there's no failure. The startup there, I go every 2 years. It's crazy, man. So your life is happening. You're in the process of evolving. Do you hear me?
Yes. Totally. Yeah. So when you were free,
you have to talk louder so they can hear you.
So when you were in the transition, when you were free, how difficult was it to get into a real state of being free? Does that make sense?
Could you guys hear that question?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay. I did not have the sense of being free because coming back, it was taken over our home, our compound was taken over by the Russians, whatever. I was in a Catholic school, only Jewish little girl. When I felt free was when I came to Israel. I was the majority. And I can tell you, it was 1949, 48 it became a state, 49. How I felt, I mean, Buzema, you're invincible. Then again, the world is nice. So the first time
Can't hear.
I can't hear.
How old were you? Yeah.
We lost you. Hey, Linda, we can't hear you guys. We can't hear you. I don't think I think
No.
she's involved with her conversation, but we'll wait till she can see us. Maybe. Well, I don't know. Can you hear me okay,
I
Mary?
can. Yes. Yeah, we can hear each other. Linda, we can't hear you.
The old timers, we'll never see them again.
We'll just kind of, we'll just sit here until they're done because we have a technical difficulty here, folks. This is what happens on Taco Tuesday.
That's right. When we're
It
live.
happened.
We'll keep putting our head by our ears. Maybe Linda will see that.
Well, I'll get real close.
Yeah.
Hear what she's saying. I can't hear.
Oh, no.
I don't know. I don't know what she's saying. Ah. I wonder if I could, I'm going to come
Linda.
up with something.
Yeah.
Linda.
Maybe Cheryl, can you text her?
Can Cheryl hear us? Hang on.
Okay. Yeah. Put a time.
If I do it like this, I wonder if I have to. No.
All we know, people, is that whatever she's saying is so intense. We wish that we could hear it.
I know. I want to know what's happening. Hold on. I wish I had
Linda's
a marker.
having a great time. I imagine she's saying that the world was just amazing to her, and that she was taking it all in and working with it.
Can you see this?
Yeah.
Oh, it's backwards.
That's okay.
It's backwards.
That's okay.
Does that work?
I can see it. Can she see it?
No, if I'm going to see if I can
Yeah, we're trying. I know, Alicia. Thanks, Alicia. I see your comment. We're trying to let her
hold on,
know.
I'm going to try. I can't do it in sign language. They are not listening. Hold on.
No,
I want to
Alicia,
respect
thank
what
you.
she's saying. But if I can't hear, can the
Lynda, we
crowd
can't
hear?
hear
Can
you.
you guys hear?
Lynda,
Oi,
we can't
oi. I
hear
said
you.
oi. Hold on, let me see. I'm going to write backwards. I'm going to
Yeah,
see if I can do it. Let's see. This is so hilarious.
we have no idea what she's saying, but it looks like they're saying
Look,
goodbye.
if I can do this, then this is amazing.
Thanks, Charmin. We can hear us. We just can't hear them. Charmin's commenting on it too. Charmin, how are you? I hope you're enjoying the interview. What you can hear.
I just did this backwards. Let's see if I did this
Okay.
time. Did this turn out right? Wait.
Yeah.
We can't hear you.
Well, we're gonna keep. We hate to talk over her. She's probably giving such great value.
I'm gonna put it right here.
She's looking.
They can't hear us. We can't hear you. I hope you guys are running the show then. Oh man.
We can't hear. The smiley face is right there.
Well, I really hate to talk over people, but we don't know what to do, guys. We
I don't
cannot
even know
hear them.
sign language. This is where I know this.
Yeah.
That. I know another one, but I don't want to put that on there. That's
If
inappropriate.
you have questions for her, go ahead and list the questions below. We'll have her look at them later, so that way she can go ahead and answer questions. What she's
I
saying
can't
just
believe I
sounds.
wrote this backwards. That's kind
No, it
of
looked good.
scary.
Yeah, it looked good. I'm
That
enjoying you
wasn't
too. Thank
bad. I
you,
mean, look at that.
Charmin.
That's pretty good handwriting, folks.
Okay, Charmin says she's enjoying us having a great time. Thank you, Charmin. Well, I'm going to go ahead and just simulate what she's saying. I think she's saying, oh, we heard that her life
I
is
don't
just
want to
so amazing.
disrespect her. I don't want to disrespect what she's saying. I have no
I
idea
know.
what she's saying.
Lynda, we
I
can't
could
hear
dub
you.
over it, but that would be horrible.
Okay.
Lynda, we can't hear you.
They said they couldn't hear it. That's interesting.
The whole interview, Lynda, we can't hear you.
We can't hear you. Let's see if I can say
Thanks,
this
Alicia.
one.
Alicia, you've been wonderful for letting us know, but unfortunately, we lost a great interview.
At least I'm using my drawing skills so we could at least pass the time. Look, can't hear you still. We can't hear you still. I put a smiley face on
there you
there.
go. Lynda, can you hear us? Can you hear us,
Lynda,
Lynda?
can you hear me?
Lynda. Turn the volume up on the computer. Maybe that's what the problem is.
It just went completely silent. I mean, it's a muffle. I shouldn't say completely silent.
Oh,
but they can't. Maybe they can't hear us.
No, we're gone. Well, they're gone. Yeah, they could hear.
Alicia,
everyone else can hear us. Alicia could hear us.
Alicia, can you hear us? Alicia, can you hear us?
Well, I imagine what she was saying is just how impactful her life was, and maybe we can get Lynda to do like a video of an interview with her and post it on Taco Tuesday day. I mean, like on the feed, and she can like do a little quick video and like at least post that, because I can't imagine that was so impactful. We missed a really great deal.
It was. But you know what's also impactful?
What?
The smell we were talking about that I had when I was in the store.
Wait. Go ahead. Could I have a real good one too? So finish up before they come back on. Hurry up. Tell me it. Hurry.
Okay. So I was in college and I started working. I decided to work for this place because these guys looked so good. They were like totally dressed up in the suits. And the thing is I got this thing for guys in suits. If a man can wear a suit well, then let me just tell you, that's just fantastic. So I passed by this place and here's these men that are standing around in suits. I'm like, I want to work here. Yeah. So I did. And then every day I ended up working at the store in Golf Mill Mall. And I was the only female there. And I'd always spray this one type of cologne. Paul Sebastian was the name of the cologne. So every time I smell it, whenever I smell, my husband bought it so that I could smell it on him. I always had this like really good feeling whenever I smelled that cologne.
Oh, that is really
the
good.
end. Cut.
All right.
Cut.
Lynda, are you back?
We're back. I think.
Oh, yay!
Are we back? We're back.
So that means we can hear you. So I change it now. Look, we can hear you.
Nice open faces. If you would hang out,
I think
No, we can't hear you again.
in the broadcast, and you're going to talk to our
that's
group. So,
because this
so we'll let.
All right. Well, we lost him. All right. I have a real quick story. All right. We're talking about
Yeah,
sounds.
tell me your story.
Okay. Sounds and smell. Here's a smell real quick. When I
Sounds and
was in
smells.
high school, this man, my girlfriend's dad told me if I ate mushrooms, I was going to get big boobs. He told me that. So that smell of baking mushrooms grilling in the pan, every time I smell it, I think, oh my gosh, I'm going to get big boobs, right? So for the longest time, if I ate mushrooms, I'm going to get big boobs. And every time I smelt it, it would drive me crazy. Well, needless
You'd
to
like
say,
run.
now I love mushrooms
It's
and
because
whatever.
your dad was probably right.
It wasn't my dad, it was one of my friend's dad. But all I
Oh,
can
your
tell
friend's
you is
dad?
that every time I smelt mushrooms cooking, I was like, oh my gosh, don't eat them. You're going to get big boobs.
Oh my gosh, Mary. That is so funny. I'm trying to think of I'm trying to think of the other smell that I know that I enjoy is
Uh-huh.
the smell of the gum, Big Red,
Uh-huh.
the cinnamon.
Yeah.
That smell, the Big Red smell. The taste of Big Red and the
Yeah.
smell. But
Yeah.
do a show on scents.
There you
Charmin
go.
says do a show on scents. Yeah.
Here's another one, Charmin. Here's another good one. When the first time you got drunk. Remember when the first time you got drunk, that
Mary,
smell?
you are just talking about the most fun things. This would be like a Taco Tuesday after dark.
But you know
Totally.
that smell, that very first thing? Oh my gosh, right? Oh man, that was terrible. You'll
Oh
never
my
go back and
gosh.
have that screwdriver again, will you?
You know what? Now you're making me think. I think the worst experience. I love Mary too. The worst experience I can remember
Uh-huh.
was I think I was I turned 21,
Uh-huh.
and I went with some friends to the North Beach. It's not literally the beach. It was a place you go in.
Yeah.
Inside was sand volleyball indoors.
Yeah.
And it's a place you could go and drink and whatnot. And
Right.
All of our friends, they had me taking a shot of something that I liked at the time, which was ouzo.
Yeah.
So one at a time. Those shots hit you later. It's not in an instant feeling. At least for me, it started to hit me a little bit later. But I ended up so bad because every time one side got a point, they're like, drink, yay, and I'm like, okay. And next thing you know, it was just a really bad scene. I was not in a good place, and I ended up I remember that day that I just didn't want to have ouzo for like the longest time. Alicia says mine was a screwdriver, broke a toilet, throwing up. Alicia,
so was mine. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Mine was a screwdriver too. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
She broke a toilet. I want to bring her on the show. I want to hear about this breaking the toilet business.
Now let's talk about
the porcelain goddess.
Right, exactly. Let's talk about a good scent. I love to walk into a house and smell baking banana nut muffins.
I just want to eat them.
The smell?
Yeah.
Banana nut.
Isn't there something about, there's a scientific something. I know a real estate agent is going to be able, if anyone here is a real estate agent, then maybe you can chime in and tell me this, or if you already know the psychology of it. But when you want to get a house ready to show that they bake cookies or they bake a certain kind of bread, is that
bread.
right?
I think bread would be a good one. Make it homey.
You bake that bread and you come in the house. It just makes you want to buy the house. Some psychology to that.
That makes sense. Well, it looks like we lost our host, Miss Lynda.
Yeah, this is an adventure because you know what's happening to you, Mary?
No, what's happening? I see me driving, and I'm not driving.
You're on a delay. You're delayed again.
I'm on delay again. Oh
yes, I don't even know what's happening to me. I don't know if I'm on. I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, I'm probably like some weird filters on. I don't know. But you're on a delay.
I'm sorry.
Well, so you're laughing right now at something that you must have laughed about like 5 seconds ago, and I don't even know why you're laughing.
I'm sorry to hear that I'm on delay.
Today's Taco Tuesday, everyone. I hope if you're enjoying this show, please give us hearts. Really,
exactly.
I beg you.
what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we probably should go ahead and should we kind of end this up a little bit, I think.
I don't know. We're at 2:45
I
in
know,
Chicago
15
time.
minutes. I know, 15 minutes.
See, let me just take a look at this while we're all here. This is a talk show.
Yeah.
So we can
And
talk
all right.
about things.
All right.
You
So
know what?
we-
If those of you that are viewing the show right now,
Uh-huh.
I think you should ask questions. Ask us questions so we can try to answer you. Interview us. It'd be kind of fun. But it has to be appropriate. I want
Okay.
to make sure I answer good questions. Where'd you go? It's just me? Taco Tuesday. This is one of the funniest talk shows I've ever been on so far. I think this is our second one. And here I am, Taco Tuesday with Anita Myers. So if you have any questions and you want to share it with me, share away. I want to hear about, some of the things that Lynda Sunshine West couldn't connect anymore. I know. Are you watching the show live right now and understanding what's just happening to little old me? Everyone has abandoned me, and I have abandonment issues out of everything that I could totally conquer in my life. This is an opportunity for me to embrace the abandonment. And I know it wasn't intentional. I know that there's love in the abandonment. There you are. Hello, you're back. See, I held on. I didn't cry. I didn't go in the corner and shake and hope. And I just knew you're going to come back. And there you are.
It was weather alerts kept happening on my phone.
Is that what? Do you know, Mary? Do you know how funny this is? I'm just going to have a talk with you right now. And if anyone wants to listen, you all just listen in. So I'm sitting here with you, Mary, and we have Lynda, and we're listening to this fantastic woman who I can't hear anymore, and then we can't see them anymore, and then I'm talking to you, and then you're gone. Like, I could have had a moment of a breakdown here. This is really serious stuff. But you know what? Because of Dr. Erica's zest for life, I kept thriving. I held on.
Right.
That happened today, folks.
See, you could have just had this whole big breakthrough. You could have took over, Wonder Woman it to death, and said, "I am Anita."
That was
taking over the airways.
It was a test of, this is backwards, but it says, be strong and courageous.
You got it, woman.
I wish I could. I'm not going to write backwards anymore. That felt very shining.
Comic show of the week. Thank you, Alicia.
Oh my gosh. Seriously, Alicia, that is so funny. I'm still thinking about you breaking a toilet. Like, what did you do? Who breaks toilets when you're throwing up? How does that happen? What in the world could you have done to break that toilet? We're going to find out. We're going to get her on. We're going to get her on.
All right. Abigail says Dr. Mill is just talking to us at Mastermind, ladies. Okay, great. All right. So we are going to go ahead and let them finish up because it looks like she's talking to them at Mastermind. That's what came up in chat just now. So oh, wait.
Something's happening. And that's what's happening. So here's the thing, Mary. This is an opportunity for you and me to just get to know each other better. So we're talking about smells. And we're talking about, you said some things about mushrooms and boobs. So we've learned a lot about you in there. You
asked.
Yeah, I know. But that's what makes it important. Here's the thing. This whole show for today was really centered on, learning for the guest that we had. She went through the Holocaust and she learned how to thrive, right? Mm-hmm. She didn't just survive, right? She learned how to thrive. Yep. And she's thriving because she's alive. So if we look at where we are in our lives, we are really blessed, in all seriousness, we are absolutely blessed to be living in times in our country, at least. I can't speak for, I'm sure if we took time to look at different parts around the world, there are a lot of people that are suffering. There are a lot of situations that are happening. We are in a place in one of the countries of the world where there is freedom, where we are able to do so many wonderful things, that to think about the things that we really get angry about, that we hold so much contempt. And you see some of the things that make us so angry and the way that we're handling life. And on top of it all, the way our emotional structure is, what our threshold is for getting upset, getting depressed, feeling the things that normally folks would feel if they're losing their lives.
Right.
Maybe it's something to think about today, even if we don't have the opportunity to enjoy the presence of Dr. Erica Miller as we wanted to.
Right.
It's still an opportunity for us to start thinking about what are the methods that we use to survive and really change our mind, our mindset, and using the power that we have to truly thrive. Like, what are some of the things for you? Like, when you go through the things you go through in your day, how do you get past it? How do you get past it to the point of you go from a place where you're feeling frustrated and depressed or unhappy to a place where you're okay with it and you actually have a better day?
I visualize. I visualize all
What
the
would you
time.
visualize?
Are you ready?
Oh boy, don't tell me mushrooms and boobs right now. Like, we already did that one.
No. All right. There's a big stage, and I'm walking out to the stage, and there are thousands of young people out there, and I have all these people behind me that we're changing lives, and all I hear is, and I'm thinking, life changing, life changing, life changing, life changing, life changing. Woohoo! And that's what gets me through the day.
So what you're really saying is that
There's no
just
real
so I
saying.
can,
That's what I'm
just so I
saying.
can, yeah, I just want to try to translate that for anyone who
There's
doesn't
no
understand Mary.
there's no
It's a
translation. It's
beautiful thing
just
that you're envisioning. You're envisioning success. You're envisioning victory. You're envisioning that,
yeah,
in your arena, what you're doing in this world is going to be a life-changing experience for people. You're looking
yep.
to success, right?
I'm looking for everyone I talk to, touch to, whatever it may be. Something's going to happen. We are all going to take that next step to success, to enjoyment, to life, to this world.
Mm-hmm.
And
So,
then we're
Mary,
gonna.
what would you like to, like? I'm going to ask you the question I was going to ask Dr. Erica Miller. Maybe she could answer this also later on somehow. But what would you like to see change in the community and environment that you see around you when it comes to thriving? If you don't see people thriving, what would you like to see change?
I'd just like to see everyone know they have a choice to make a choice. They have that choice. They don't have to just take whatever's given to them. It's their choice. Just take it. Do whatever you want. It's your choice to be mad. It's your choice to be happy. It's your choice to accept what it is. It's your choice to be mad at traffic. It's your choice to just sit back and go, life goes on.
Mm-hmm.
It's your
Mm-hmm.
choice.
I think about, if I have to answer a question like that, if
Mm-hmm.
I could, what I would like to see with what I do for a living is, there's a time to be upset, there's a time to mourn. And sometimes we mourn different types of degrees of losses. So
Mm-hmm.
when that happens, our emotions, we have the emotion of anger and frustration and all of those other types of relatable cousins, that's negative. And those negative things are there for us to associate with something that makes us feel bad. Then this is what we feel. It makes sense to feel upset. And those are normal things. Even anxiety, it's not always a
Mm-hmm.
diagnosed thing. Regular, everyday, standard human beings go through anxiety, go through depression, go through these things. So how do we manage that? I think that if we understand that there's a time for it and we give it its time, it doesn't necessarily have to be where you're in the middle of work and you get up and you yell at everybody because you're mad. It means there's a time and a place to address it, but it should be addressed. So if you can
Right.
address the things that are negative and look at the situation, get into the arena, like Brene Brown always talks about, Man in the Arena, with her Daring
Mm-hmm.
Greatly book. If anyone's ever read that, that's a good book to read. But if you can address the emotion that you have and give it its time, it'll release you. There's this psychological release that takes place. So for instance, you're an athlete and you're involved with thriving
Well,
athletes.
I'm not per se an athlete. I love
Okay,
athletes.
Mary, you're an athlete. Anyways, so if I have a ball and I throw the ball to you and you catch it, it seems so rudimentary, no big deal, whatever. But the
Right.
thing is when you see a little toddler and you work really hard to take that ball and throw it, you want that kid to catch it. That moment that person catches it, it's just the best, that little kid, it's the best feeling in the world. And then they throw it back. And then you eventually
Right.
find out that maybe the way that they throw tells you that they could probably be the next baseball player and the next pitcher.
Right.
But when we have these types of emotions, we have to give it its place and we have to receive it as well. So that this way, the journey that emotion takes does have an end. Once that happens, that moment I just told you, that when the toddler gets the ball, when that moment happens, it's a release. It's done. It's complete. You finished
Right.
it. So I think, in my opinion, a lot of folks out there, they have emotions that they haven't finished having. So let's say you stifle your tears for a long, long, long time. And all of a sudden, here you are in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and you're looking at a commercial, and suddenly, tears are all coming out of your eyes. And you're wondering, what in the world? Why am I crying? Well, that could have been from when you were 15 years old when something went wrong, or 27 when something else took place. But if you're stifling it, your emotions have a place that they need to go. If they don't get to go where they need to go, illness can come. You have issues that you take care of later on. You have defenses that you deal with. So I think that when I look at what I'd like to see going forward, I'd love to see people finish their emotions, find the time and the place to do it, address the things that upset them, the negatives that are bothering them. And then when they finish that, they can actually come to a place of clarity. And that's when they can grow. And seeing that in this world would be really nice.
That would be really cool. Now, I agree with you 100%. But you know me, I don't have any negative emotions, so we won't even go that way. But I hear what
you don't have any negative emotions, Mary?
No. Life is too short for that. But anyhow, more importantly, it's getting to the end of the show, and we got to remember, we got to talk about what's going on next week. What are we doing next week? We don't even know. All right. Or next week, we're talking about, oh, yeah. Remember what we're talking about?
Broadening the boundaries. Beliefs no longer have to be limited.
Woo-hoo!
And I think that's Lynda's information. I wonder if we even have that in here.
Yeah, and that's what Teresa Snyder. Wait till you meet her. She's so cool.
Oh, you know Teresa Snyder. Right, that's right. I get to meet her. This is new for me. Teresa's a new person I get to meet. I'm excited about that. So tell me about her again. Who is Teresa Snyder? What's she about?
We only have a minute, so I got to go real quick. Talk show host that talks to a whole bunch of different people. Oh, okay. We talks to a lot of different people about limiting beliefs. You're not to have limited beliefs. And I know her because she works with athletes. Yep.
Okay, so Teresa Snyder talks about limiting beliefs. If anyone doesn't know what a limiting belief is, you know what? You're going to find out next week on Taco Tuesday. I know we've got 3 minutes left where I'm at. I don't know how you have 1 minute where you're at, but maybe your clock.
I thought I saw I come up on the screen 1 minute
ahead.
Yeah, that's all. Thanks for joining the show.
Thank you for joining us. That was fun. That was an adventure. Well, you know what? If you enjoyed this, please give us some feedback. This was such a fun, different. We did not expect this, but this is what you do. You just got to do. You just got to do.
Yep.
Just definitely give us some hearts. Let us know how you think. And if you have any questions or any suggestions about what you'd like to see in the upcoming weeks, any topics, let us know.
Yep.
Thank you so much. It was so much fun.
It was a blast.
It was so much fun.
It was a blast. Well, thanks a lot, everyone that was here.